And I knew I had to pull back. You know what's a telltale sign you got to pull back? Trying to use a hotel towel. There's nothing worse than getting out of the shower and walking past the mirror and seeing like a thigh and half a nut hanging out because some towel designer didn't anticipate all of this. It's cool. I was listening, on my way over here, I was listening to my guilty pleasure song. Everybody got a guilty pleasure song? Mine is Gonna Make You Sweat by CNC Music Factory. I fucking love that song, guys. Here's the thing, like, if you don't know the song, it's about celebrating having a party, dancing a lot, and sweat. But here's why I love it, because it's one of the few songs out there where you know exactly the moment the cocaine kicked in the writing process. And it happens in the second verse, man, because like the first part is all about dancing, sweating, all this good stuff. Second verse starts out and he goes, gonna make you sweat till you bleed. Is that dope enough? Indeed. And only cocaine will look at a group of people having a good time partying and being like, there's not enough blood in this situation. Love it. I'm married, which means I can't date like I used to. The other day, me and my wife were sitting on the couch. She was on one end, I was on the other end, and we were texting each other reels, you know, practicing good communication. And she puts her phone down, she looks at me, she goes, hey, when do you poop? And I was like, excuse me? She goes, no, really, seriously, when do you poop? I've never seen you poop. When do you poop? And I just laughed, and I was like, and you never will. Listen, it takes absolutely nothing to turn a woman off. Nothing. And I'm not gonna let that about myself be the reason I don't have sex in my own home. I remember one time I was with a girl, we were about to have sex. She looks over on the nightstand and sees a comic book. And she goes, oh man, I didn't know you had any kids. And I was like, oh no, they're mine. And she goes, well, and walked out of the house. Just packed up her little titties like she was late for a train and just skedaddled. Men, we're not wired like that, are we? We're not wired like that. Like, I remember one time, I was actually having sex with a woman that's like way out of my weight class. Like, she was beautiful, right? And she had a cold. And midway through the whole exchange, her nose started running, and it dripped and it hit me in the cheek. And you know what I did? Not a goddamn thing. I'm a fucking warrior. What are you guys talking about? Jesus Christ. It's probably for the best I'm married. I'm terrible at dating. I'm lazy. Generally, I'm lazy. I got in trouble at work. My boss was like, hey, Will, I can't have noticed that like you're not staying late, you're not going the extra mile like everybody else. And I tried to explain to him it's cultural. I was like, when they freed the slaves, there was not one that was like, you guys go on ahead, I'm gonna finish out this row. Massa bringing pizza, you know what I mean? I'm just lazy. Like if I was in a threesome, I want to be in charge of snacks. Like that's my role. You guys good in there? All right, I got some orange wedges when you guys are done. I know how to get out of dating. When I was about to go on a date, I decided to do some manscaping, a little curb appeal. And I was in the bathroom like Captain Morgan in it, right? And my cat walks in, and he gives me this weird meow. I'm gonna try to mimic it to kind of give you an idea of what changed. He was like, man, you ain't fucking nobody tonight. You boo. This is the last thing that happened to me before I decided I had to cash my chips in. I was on a date, and we get drunk, me and the female, we get drunk, and she gets like girl drunk. You know when you guys get like super strong and emotional at the same time? Like you're like flipping over a Prius but crying because you don't look pretty enough doing it. And we go back to my place, and she passed out, I fall asleep. And so in the middle of the night, I'm woken to the sound of running water. I was like, what is that? So I go to investigate, and I walk in the kitchen, and there she is peeing in my cat's bowl. And here's the thing. there's no blueprint of what to do when you walk into somebody peeing in a cat bowl. If I walked in and she was with another man, I know what to do. Lifetime made-for-TV movies has given me the blueprint of what to do in that situation. I would walk in, I'd be like, oh no, I'll never love again. And then I pack up my stuff and quit my job and move to a small town where I open a business I'm ill-equipped to run. But then I meet a local who helps me get my business started, but we start out as an antagonistic relationship at first, but then we fall in love. But then here comes somebody from my past that comes along, reminds me of all those things that I did before, and I have built up those walls, and I break up with the person I'm with. But I realize I was wrong in the first place, and that person comes back to me, and they help me realize that the only person I need to fall in love with is myself. Lifetime. Here's the thing, guys. There is no Lifetime movie for somebody peeing in a cat bowl. I should know. I looked. So I had to do what I only think I knew how to do. And I need, can I borrow you for a second? Can I borrow you? You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. You can stay in your seat. Everybody give her a big round of applause for doing this. This wonderful goddess of a woman. All right, so all I need you to do is just sit there. I just need a visual aid, okay? I just need you to sit there. Everybody else, I want you to take a look at this woman and imagine her peeing in a cat bowl. Some of you guys are like, new fetish, right? But that's all you need to do. You guys know what you gotta do? That's all you gotta do. All right, so there she is, peeing in a cat bowl, and this is what I do, guys. I go, no. You gotta be stern, right? Yeah, you gotta be stern. No. Bad girl. And then I rubbed her nose in it. Listen, my name is Will Spann. You guys have been a great audience.